Stony baloney forever, man, for real. Good vibes, bruv. He commented, but my shit went nuts, and then now he's not on here. Tell him to come back. Comment that man, call that man. Somebody got his number. There's somebody out there with that man's number. Call that man so we could talk about pot. This was the podcast. What up? This is what the podcast is going to consist of. Free opinion. Be opinionated. I was fucked up that as soon as y'all said he commented, my shit went crazy. I can't invite him if he's not in here. Oh, there he is. We on, y'all. What's up, my boy?
Wiz.
How you?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Cool. So first, how do I say your name correctly? Is Caskey or Caskey?
Yeah.
Caskey.
Caskey.
All right, cool. All right, Caskey. My guy.
What's up, dog?
So are you at a place where we can talk?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I just got done eating dinner. I'm here.
Where you eat at? How was dinner?
It was good. I'm at this spot that I grew up in. I worked at this restaurant when I was younger.
Oh, okay. You from Florida,
Yeah.
right?
Orlando.
All right, cool. So let's talk pot, brother.
Hey, for the record, I love you. This is no animosity.
Hell no, we ain't doing all that, bro. That's not what it's for. Like I said, I want to educate people, and both perspectives are very important, and I think it deserves a fair shot to be weighed out between the two individuals who are having the conversation, as opposed to like comments and shit like that. It's way cleaner this way. So you know what I'm saying? And it's not to go either way. It's just so both points get across, just as gentlemen and people get to express their thoughts too, based off of what we say.
Yeah. For me, like, I'm not like an anti-weed dude. You know, I smoked weed for most of my life. So my comments the other day when I made a post were just about my own productivity, not smoking weed, because I smoked weed most of my life. And I've got a lot of shit done, you know, like I built my whole business, my career while smoking weed. So it's not to say that I can't get things done smoking weed, but to me, it's like it's a fact that when I stopped smoking weed, undeniably more productive, more focused, more getting shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Have you ever taken any breaks from smoking since you started smoking?
I never purposefully like be like, yo, I'm just going to stop for like 2-3 days or anything like that, or even like a week. I never done that. There's been situations where it's like, yo, don't bring no weed here or you're gonna fucking go to jail. Or it's like, you know, when we run out of weed, it's not even worth trying to buy weed at certain places. So it's like, yo, I just fucking thug it out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's definitely been situations where I've had to, like, you know, go without 100%. And even in the studio, you know what I'm saying? There's been situations where it hasn't been as plentiful. Because it's not always, it wasn't always pounds of weed and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's rap music, so we exaggerated the early on, you know what I'm saying? But there was times where it wasn't, you know, too crazy, and I had to make do with what I had. But I think when I was speaking more on like the effects of it, and I was saying 15 years, I was definitely exaggerating when I was saying like the time frame of like, yo, 15 years. But I was more speaking on like progress as an individual, you know what I'm saying? I could see a lot of people saying that they feel better or they think clearer or they're, you know, more attentive and things like that. But the same way you could say, not you personally, but a lot of people think that there's not millionaires who function like that on weed. I've never seen anybody who quit weed and just became a fucking millionaire overnight. And I don't necessarily,
Well, in the
I
inverse,
don't have
have
I
you
don't
ever
have
seen
an
anybody
opinion
start
on it. I
smoking
don't
weed
have
and
an opinion on it, but just where I stand personally, I can only speak from my personal. It's like that's just not true. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely successful people that smoke weed. I'm
yeah,
not even an advocate for that. But would you agree that like weed makes you more complacent with your situation just in general? Because for me, that was like a big part of why I smoked. Was like,
I do agree. I do
so
agree.
that's my thing is like, you know, and I'm speaking from like being on this just like self-improvement journey over the last couple of years, because
Right.
I got sober from drugs and alcohol 3 years ago, and then I like just stopped smoking weed this year, so that's why I started talking on it. And just like I'm speaking to kids that are trying to like level up. They're not happy with where they're at in life. Obviously,
Right.
you're a millionaire, you're super successful, but to that kid that is not where he wants to be in life, to me, I just look at weed as a net negative. Like, if you're really trying to crush it, same way I would look at like, obviously, I don't put it in the same category as alcohol or things like that, but to me, the more shit that you cut out of your life that's going to propel you in the right direction is just going to set you on a better trajectory. So for me, when I smoked weed, I was okay being where I'm at. I wasn't trying to go out and grind. And like, I hear what you're saying of like, people could be like, oh, well, if you're just, you don't get shit done without weed. Like to me, I definitely got shit done on weed, but I was more okay having a lazy day. I was more okay being where I'm at. I was less ambitious on weed. And to me, that's kind of like a general truth, you know?
I'm super happy for you for being, you know, clean off of drugs and alcohol, because that's really big. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm
thank you.
super happy for you for that. And my main thing is like the agenda on weed was always pushed as it's such a bad thing and it's such a horrible thing and it slows you down. And the key to being successful is to staying away from weed. And that's not true. And you don't necessarily even have to smoke weed to be successful in the weed industry. You can grow it. You can come create a new soil. You could create new life. You could be an engineer in the pot game and not necessarily even ingest weed. And
Yeah.
that's more what I stand for, other than just getting high and enjoying it and having, you know, a complacent day. I totally agree with you on that. Is that's the effects of weed for sure. But to educate people and to bring things out of them to where it's like, if you, not necessarily if you control it, or but just whatever your intentions are with the plant, to get that across more than just what's been pushed as far as, yo, you smoke, you get high, and that's that.
From
And
your
that's
from
where
your
that's just
perspective, like
more
what's
my
your
stance on it, and that's just where I defend. I'm not defending, you know, being couch locked, fucking playing video games,
yeah.
and, you know,
Well, I
eating
see you're
pizza,
not that. You're
chilling with the
not that
homies all day.
extreme. So I
Like,
get that.
I'm
For
totally
you,
telling
what's the
people to be productive and, you know, do things along with it if that's what you do.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And enjoy it and don't feel bad about it. And, you know, we all in this shit together. We all coexist together.
yeah.
So the more that we could, you know, accept each other. If you don't want to smoke, you could still be the homie with the nigga who do want to smoke.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
Most
saying?
of my friends right now
That's
do
more the
smoke.
world that I see happening, other than it being a division of, if you do this, you're going to get that. And if you do that, then you're going
Yeah.
to get that.
No, I agree with that. Like my stance, and I try to make this clear on any post that I've even talked about, like the benefits for me of not smoking weed. I try to make it super clear, like I'm not anti-weed. Most of my
Mm-hmm. I
friends
did hear
still
you say
smoke.
that. I did hear you
Yeah,
say that.
yeah. Like most of my friends still smoke. I agree. It's like definitely not in the same category as anything else. But for me, I'm just like on the path of like dropping all vices. And to me,
Yeah,
that weed was a vice to
I could
me,
dig it.
you know?
I could totally dig it.
What for you, like when you smoke or like when you use weed, what are your like, what's your purpose with it, or what's like the net positive of it to you?
I love being stoned, bro.
See, I like that answer. I like that answer.
I love being stoned.
Yeah,
I love being stoned. Like, it's just, that's my shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah,
learned how to operate. I learned how to speak well. I mean, not speak well, but I could still speak well. I could still conduct myself. I could be myself. I could be dependable and all of those things. But I love to be stoned. So, you know, I get as stoned as I can to where I'm just laughing. Everything's fucking funny.
yeah.
And I'm doing what I got to do. I still hit the gym. I still take care of my kid. I still do what I got to do. But that's just my thing. I just love to be stoned, man.
Yeah, I like like that answer because
And
that's what I've been
it's the
posting.
healthiest way to maintain being stoned because I can't drink alcohol all day.
Yeah.
And pills and medication and things like that. It's the best way to just be stoned.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I like that answer because every time I put a post up being like, hey, you'll be more productive not smoking weed, then people try to jump in and like defend all these other aspects of weed to me. And I always say on my post, like, if you like getting high, just say that.
Yeah, no.
Then that I respect and I understand. But then when people try to like paint it as this like miracle thing for other things, to me, that's just like, that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there are
obviously
benefits for other people.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
There's a lot of different things, but I think it just boils down to, you know, what your relationship with it is. And my relationship is I just like to get smacked.
I like that answer. Yeah, I could still be the homie around the homie smoking weed. Like, I don't try to preach to any of my homies that I smoke. Like, I think people take it the wrong way when I just voice what I think is the truth about it. They take it as like an attack on them. I'm like, I got plenty of things in my life that I'm sure don't resonate with other people.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to shove it down nobody's throat, you know?
I think it's a good conversation from both sides because you have really good reasons for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes a shit ton of sense. And like for anybody who doesn't respect it or, you know, like promote that for you, then you already know. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Like that. Ain't nobody, you're not gonna do anything to try to make anybody else feel cool and like feel like you're accepted for them.
Yeah, for me, I just try to like I just make posts talking about what worked for me. So like nobody gotta take it as an attack. I don't think less of nobody. You know what I'm saying? I come from like a family of like with drug addiction in it and shit like that. So for me, it's like I'm never trying to clump weed people in with that. I'm never like attacking it like that. I'm just real vocal about what's worked for me on my page. It's meant to resonate with who it's meant to resonate with. I'm not trying to change everybody.
That makes sense. I fuck with that heavy, bro.
I fuck with you bringing me in here and having a convo about it.
Yeah, no doubt, man, for sure. I figured it was way more constructive for us to, you know, talk it out because I'm a hella reasonable dude. I've been like laughing and clowning and shit like that, but it's to bring attention to stuff that it should be talked about, should be addressed in a real way, and then hopefully people can learn off of it.
Yeah, I agree, brother.
Hell yeah. So I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna see you when I come down south. I'm gonna follow you. We always good. You my brother. I appreciate you, man.
Love, bro. When you get that podcast ready, let me know. I got you.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, man. I'm gonna have you on there, bro.
Talk about it.
Be safe and stay sober, bro.
Love, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Love.
All right, that was cool. I'm glad we did that. Boom, 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 boom. So now I'm not gangbanging on weed no more. We settled it. That was tight. That was good perspective. I like what he said.